Hello, hello, everyone. It is Steph Lee. Happy Friday. Happy Friday 15. This is every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We go ahead and answer your industry questions. So, on this beautiful summer day, I am out in the backyard, and a couple things I wanted to go over before we jump into our questions. So, let's see. So the first thing is, again, just a quick reminder that our annual travel agent survey, which gives lots of great data and insights to the industry as a whole, that is closing July 31st. So there's just about a week left of it. You can go to hostagencyreviews.com/survey. Now, if you have never taken the survey, or if you didn't book last year, we still want you to take the survey. It gives us a great taste of advisors across all spectrums. So please go ahead and do that if you haven't already. And just a reminder too, so the ASTA Board of Directors election we've been talking about for the past few weeks, that finally ended, and they announced who won the seats earlier this week. So congratulations to those advisors that won seats. And what I am really excited about is ASTA, as part of their announcement, said that it was the highest participation in recent years for an election. So that was amazing to see people get involved. So if you voted, yay. If you aren't a member of ASTA, definitely look into a membership. I know finances are tight for everybody, but this is our voice on the Hill. And obviously our industry needs a lot of help right now, and we need recognition. So, and with that as well, just a note, Bob Dugland, who's been with ASTA for a long time and is very dear to many people, passed away unexpectedly this last week. And I just want to say that all of the Har team is wishing his friends and especially his family, our hearts go out to you as you kind of deal with this huge loss, because we definitely feel it here. All right, so let's move into our first question. Our first question is from Michelle. I am confused. If I join a host agency, will I receive an IATA card? Many of the discounts on travel agent trips want that ID or a CLIA ID card. I plan to travel along with booking others and enjoy discounts. I've read a lot. I just can't see it spelled out in clear terms. Maybe I'm looking for the info in the wrong spots. Thanks in advance. So we have the IATAN requirements, and the IATAN requirements for an advisor is that they need to be they need to be a U.S. agency, and IATAN with the N at the end is for U.S. agencies. IATA cards with no N at the end is for non-U.S. agencies. But you need to be over 18 years of age and older and belong to an agency that is a member of IATA, has some kind of accreditation through them. So you could be an employee, you can be an owner, you can be an IC, but it has to be an IATA accredited agency. Now, this is the detail that kind of the require that makes it more tough for people. So usually it comes down to commissions. So you have to have $5,000 in commissions within the last 24 months. And they also say that you have to work at selling travel 20 hours per week. So essentially part-time. But in my experience, the thing that anyone ever is looking at is the $5,000 in commissions. It has been during a 12-month period in the past, and now it moved to a 24-month period. I just saw that on their site when I went to go double check the requirements, and I'm not sure if that's something for the pandemic and it's temporary, or if they've moved that going forward, but just something to be aware of. And with the CLIA ID, the CLIA card is actually now called the Embark ID, which I don't ever hear anyone refer to it as that. Everyone still calls it the CLIA card. But that one has the latest data that I could find and double check was that you have to have $5,000 in commissions during a 12-month period. So I'm going to link Michelle to the IATAN requirements in the comments, and you can go ahead and grab those whenever you have time. And our next question comes from Judy McManigal. And Judy asked, do I need E&O insurance if my host agency has it? Could I negotiate a higher commission if I had my own? And Judy, it's really up to you if you need E&O insurance. Sometimes your host will provide it and sometimes not. We just did a Friday 15 about that went more in depth on E&O insurance, what it actually is and what it's used for, what it covers, and it doesn't cover a lot. So that's important to know. So I'm going to link to that in the comments, and you can watch that to get tons of learning on E&O insurance. But in terms of E&O insurance affecting your commission levels, no, E&O insurance doesn't have anything to do with commission levels. So you're good there, whether or not you have E&O insurance. That won't have anything to do with your commission levels. And our last question comes from Rachel. So Rachel says, while researching various host groups, I noticed a few offer discounts to active duty military and veterans. I have not seen that referenced on any profiles on your site or other host agency listing sites. There may be a reason why your site does not list that, or it may be that it is simply has not been thought of. So just a thought, but as a veteran, knowing that a company offers discounts to veterans is always interesting information and maybe something to consider listing in Har.'s profiles. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, marvelous actually weekend, and thank you all for the amazing info and resources on your site. Well, Rachel, thank you for your service, first of all. Yeah, that is a great idea and an oversight on our behalf. So I'm putting on our backlog list for things to add to the site, which I have to warn you is pretty long, but I am going to add that on there because that's a great thing. And in the meantime, some info for you. So franchises often have discounts for veterans. So if you go to our site and go, let me share my screen really quick. You go to the site and you go up into the list section and you go to the franchise area. Sorry, a friend was just coming over and saying hi. So if you are on the site, you go to the list and you go to the franchise section. This lists the franchises, and these are usually, they'll usually, again, like I said, they're well known for having discounts for veterans. And honestly, I don't know of a lot of host agencies outside of that offered veterans discounts. It's not something that I see publicized or them talking about very often, with the exception of franchises. But that's definitely some info we'll work on getting collected. So thank you for the suggestion. And one of the things I'd like to also remind you, well, not remind you, but tell you about too, is there's actually an host agency that might be a good fit for you. So it's called Kinship Vacations. And I had met, let's see, I had met Heather, who's the owner. She's a veteran herself and is married to, I think, active duty military. And she's very passionate about helping military and military families find success with travel agencies. So she is listed on the site. Take a look at her and get in touch with her. She's a great contact for you. I don't know if there's discounts. I know that there's scholarships that she has as part of her program. So hopefully that helps you out, Rachel. And everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Again, just a reminder to go ahead and take the survey at hostagencyreviews.com/survey, and we will see you next Friday at 12 noon.